to devour. So while he does that, here's our first video foray into the world of our special guest today. Good friend, singer, actress, recording artist, from Laugh In to the movie Funny Girl, and so much more in between. The beautiful and talented Inga Neilsen, Rollin' Jim.
You make me feel so young. You make me feel there are songs to be sung, bells to be rung, and a wonderful fling to be flung. And even when I'm old and gray, I'm gonna feel the way I do today, 'cause you make me feel so young. You and I are just like a couple of tots running across the meadow, picking up lots of forget-me-nots. You make me feel so young. You make me feel there are songs to be sung, bells to be rung, and a wonderful fling to be flung. And even when I'm old and gray, I'm gonna feel the way I do today, 'cause you make me feel so. You make me feel so. You make me feel so absolutely young.
Is she graceful?
Not particularly. When she walks, it looks like she's got two kids fighting under a blanket.
Now, why don't you tell the people where the announcement is written, honey?
All over my body.
Poor deformed creature. What's your name, honey?
June.
June. Sure. She sure is busting out all over, isn't she? Tell me, June, are you doing well in show business?
Oh, very well. Except my agent wants to take 10% off the top.
Well, that's the only place you can really afford it.
Of the scintillating bright Florence Ziegfeld now presents. You are the beautiful reflection of his love's affection, the walking illustration of his adoration. His love makes you beautiful, so beautiful, so beautiful.
The winter bride is typified by Christmas frost and fairies, and though the weather's changeable, her virtue never varies.
Love makes you beautiful,
Oh,
so beautiful, so beautiful. Beautiful, bright in the
Oh,
wow.
Wow, that was just a few snippets of our very special guest star today. Good friend, singer, actress, recording artist, from Laugh In to the movie Funny Girl, and one of Jonathan Winters. My agent said it's 10% off the top. That's the only place you can get it, honey. I love it. So much more in between. The beautiful and talented Inga Neilsen. In fact, we can't wait any longer. Should we run
No.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, recording artist, actress, singer, so much more. Drum roll. We have very big special effects. Drum roll. Inga Neilsen. Inga, are you there?
I'm here, and thank you very much.
I'm gonna
Oh, God.
So before you ask for the first question, did you take the 10% off the top?
It brings back a lot of good memories. Oh, wow, does it? How are you, kiddo?
I'm doing great, and it's good to see you both.
Oh, boy, you're just as beautiful as ever, I'm telling you. Oh,
I can hear Ken real good, but Dorothy, you're a little low on the volume.
yeah, I know. He tried to.
Put your mouth close to your...
Well, if I get it any closer, that's better.
Oh,
That's
okay.
Oh, well, let me just say. Okay, now right off the top, let's get going.
Okay.
One more time, Inga. Great to have you back. And, you know, we really miss seeing you once in a while. We didn't see you a lot, but, you know. And now we have to catch up on what's happening in your life. But before we go there, searching for information on your life, I was so surprised to see that you were born in Chicago. In all the time I've known you, I never knew that was, you know, it's my hometown. Not that
Yes, I'm a Chicago girl.
Yeah, well, you know, I didn't own the town, but tell us about your beginnings in Chicago. As a child, what schools did you go to? Did you take dancing lessons, singing lessons, all that jazz?
I took all that stuff.
Okay, and how long were you in Chicago before you left and went to
I left Chicago when I was 7 years old. So when I came out to California, and I was such a tall, long noodle of a person, my family didn't know what to do with me, so they put me into ballet and tap and music and everything imaginable to do with this long person.
Oh, well, that person really made it big.
Well, I'll tell you, that long person paid off. So, Inga, when, you know, you did all these lessons, and which is great, and where did you move to in California? To Hollywood, L.A.?
No, first we were in one part of Beverly Hills, because I lived with my aunt and uncle, and then we moved to the Valley, and I went to Los Angeles High School, and let's see, I had a dance scholarship to the American School of Dance on Hollywood Boulevard with Eugene Waring.
Well, I didn't know you were a ballerina.
Well, I wanted to be, and then at the age of 16, I hurt one knee, and then I ended up, I couldn't do the fete turns and the point work, so I ended up, one of my first jobs, I was a showgirl at the Sahara Hotel.
Oh, well, oh my God!
We're gonna get to that.
One minute.
Go ahead, honey.
I always knew you had a great arch in your foot. Did you do toe?
Yes, you did. You did do point work, though, didn't you?
I did point work, believe it or not.
Oh my God!
Oh.
Well, now listen. That's my next question, but that's okay. So, when did you decide that you wanted to go into show business? Did you decide where you were taking these lessons, and how did they pick you for the Sahara Hotel?
I didn't hear that last thing.
And how did you get to the Sahara Hotel?
Oh, well, I auditioned for Shaw Hitchcock Productions, and I ended up at Lake Tahoe Harris, working for Shaw Hitchcock as a dancer. And then I went from there to George Morrow at the Sahara as a singer-dancer. And then I spent a lot of time in Las Vegas. And then I did a supporting act to Shelley Berman at the Sahara.
Whoa! Wait, don't go any further. So
that was like 1960.
Yeah, so what is a supporting act for Shelley Berman?
As a singer.
Oh!
I had more time. So they put me in as a singer. You know, I did like 3 numbers, and then he came out. And anyway, and then I worked with Jimmy Durante at the Desert Inn.
Oh my God!
And Ben Blue.
Oh my gosh!
And then I loved the show I did. This kind of ties in with Palm Springs, but I did a show at the Thunderbird. I starred in the Ziegfeld Follies.
Oh my God!
That was like 1966.
Well, now, Inga, before you go any further, first of all,
yeah,
we looked up your bio online. You must be in the witness protection program. I couldn't find anything except your TV shows and movies, but this is also interesting.
Oh my God! Yes.
There was none of this online. Where do you have a bio online or something? No,
but I'm all over the place on the internet, so you know, there's stuff out on me. I was written in a book by Tom Lasante out of New York called Glamour Girls of the 60s. And he gave me like 8 pages talking to, this was all done the interview was done on the phone, but there's clips of me and pictures of me from The Silencer, from Matt Helm, from The Ambushers. Let's see what else. And from Funny Girl.
Oh yeah,
It's a good book.
Peter sent me great pictures, and one of them is in that gold bra, and then the gold panties. You were right with Dean Martin or something.
Yes, that's the Silencers.
Yes.
Whoa. Well, listen, you didn't have time to do anything, it seems like, but be on the stage.
I know.
Well, anyhow, I see here where you were on the Carol Burnett show several times.
I want to ask that question first.
Oh, do you think I should?
I think
okay.
We're going to go back.
We're going to go back.
Let's rewind. Here we go.
We do a lot of rewinding. Yeah. I think it's my age. Well, you have to blame it on something. Well, once you hit Hollywood, your beauty and great voice gave you a chance to pursue a career in the movies, TV, and nightclubs, which we know you did because Ken and I went to see you perform live several different times in L.A.
Yes.
And so how did you get started in Hollywood? I mean, was it hard? Did you need an agent right away, or how did you go about that?
That's a very complex question.
Oh, I know.
We're ready for a complex answer.
I was studying all the time because dance and music, they were my friends. I was kind of a loner. And my ballet teacher said, they're looking for dancers like you for a film called Scaramouche.
Oh,
but you have to be 16, and I was 12. But I was very tall, and I was then skinny. So, and I was a good ballet dancer, but they wanted the minuet. So I kind of told a fib and told them I was 16, and they believed me. I got the job. And it was like a corps de ballet, and there were maybe 8 of us. I was 5'6" at that time, and I had a little tiny waist, and I danced the minuet with Stuart Granger.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
That was my first job.
Well, so now, did they ever find out you were only 12?
No. So when you view the scene, you don't see faces really. I wore a powdered wig and the big bustle and the whole thing, but that started me, and I was kind of hooked. And then when I hurt my leg and I knew I couldn't dance anymore, but mind you, I had been studying drama and music, and in high school I was president of a cappella choir and president of the dance organization. And out of high school, and I was going to college part-time, I worked for an agency, Leo Burnett and Company.
Oh, yeah.
And every time I had lunch, I would go on an interview. Okay, well, I need to go to the dentist today. And I go for an interview. And if I got the interview, I said, bye-bye, So that got me hooked. And then I had a manager. And he got me into Laugh-In because he also managed Henry Gibson.
Oh, yeah.
I did a lot of Laugh-In.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And interesting with me, because then I was like the tallest person around, and I played dumb blondes all the time. Big, tall, curvaceous, dumb blondes. And when I did a part, was like domino effect. So once I did one role for one show, they called me for another show. So I did very well doing Jonathan Winters, Carol Burnett, and Smothers Brothers. And I even worked with Don Rickles, so I had fun.
Oh,
and
wow.
What's interesting is my timing was good, because I had worked with a lot of comedians, even Mickey Rooney, and you need good timing for this. And so I was happy doing what I was doing, but I was missing my music as well.
Yeah.
So.
What's funny, but you were just talking about Mickey Rooney. I hope you hear this. You know the old saying, because he's short and you're tall, when you're toes to toes, your nose is in it, and when you're nose to nose, your toes is in it. Yeah. But I worked with a lot of great people. And then, of course,
later in life, I end up, working with you and Dorothy at the Palm Springs Follies. I was there, I think it was 1999 to 2002. Yeah, I had a ball.
Yeah, and you were really,
and I'm still having a ball.
Oh, well, that's good.
Great? And you were wonderful, in the Palm Springs Follies.
Yeah, she was. Inga has this. Well, you heard the videos we played. She has this wonderful, warm, rich voice, which is terrific. Now, listen, you talked about Laugh-In, but looking at your bio, however slim it was, I'm telling you, I think you're in the witness protection program. At any rate, writing TV shows like Too Close for Comfort, Delta House, Dead Man's Curve, Wonder Woman, I Bet Linda Carter Hated You Because You Look Like $1 Million, and The Invisible Man, to name a few. Tell us about, did you audition for these shows, and what the process is in going into filming these shows for everybody out there?
The process of filming these shows?
I mean, did you, was it, you read through the script and you go in, or did you just come in, do your bit and out?
Oh, yes, they always gave me the script before. And, even for Burnett shows, there was, we'd have table readings during the week, and we'd take 2 shows. And the shows were usually on Fridays. Same with Dean Martin, you did 2 shows. And they'd pick the best of the 2 shows. But always with a script.
You take the same show?
The same show, same show. They pick the best of the 2 shows.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, well, now, Inga, when you were on the Carol Burnett show, you were on it several times.
Yes.
And how was it working with Carol? She was such a comedian, I
have to say, Carol is one of my favorite people.
Yeah.
Carol is down to earth, and she'll talk to everyone. She's just very friendly. And I worked for her the first time, and I never had to audition for her again. She would tell her people, I need Inga. So I was there to do the 2 lines, the 4 lines, or work with Lyle Wagner, Harvey Korman. And I remember working with Donald O'Connor, and that was a jam. So these are wonderful, wonderful memories I have.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. Well, before I ask you the next question, I want to go back a minute. You talked about the wonderful people you work with. How was Dean Martin to work with?
Well, everyone has the wrong conception, I guess that's the word, of Dean Martin. He was always a gentleman to me.
Yeah.
I never saw him drink too much. I never saw him drunk. And he was just a gentleman to me, and I worked with a lot. I only have good things to say about him.
Well, that's good. Oh, we're going to get some dirt. No, I'm kidding.
Well, I don't know. I think, sometimes show people get a bad rap.
They certainly do.
I hate that statement I just made.
A bad rap, but they do.
But it's true. Listen, I'm so glad I was in the business. And I know you are too. You had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun. And that's the name of the song.
Yeah, everyone and everything, we had fun.
Well, what's happening with, I keep talking on top of you. I'm sorry.
No, go right ahead.
No, honey, we're kind of like Fox News. They have those 2 boxes, and there's like a delay there. Yeah. It's pretty funny.
I have to say something. Everybody has a different level of success.
Yeah.
And I feel my life has been a success that I was married to one man for 50 years, Decor.
Yes.
And we had, it was like a storybook love, and I'm very grateful for the years that I had with him. And I have to say, I'm still going strong. I got my music. My music keeps me going. When you want me to talk about music, let me know.
Oh, we're going to get to all of that.
But let me just say, he was always so proud of you.
And he was such a great guy.
God.
Yeah.
Really.
I remember when you were in the Follies, you'd come over, we'd get Kentucky Fried Chicken and sit around and gab.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now listen, getting back to TV, Andy, you also appeared in The Odd Couple, Banachek. I loved Banachek, and the Paul Lynde Show. Now, Paul Lynde, you know, a couple of stories about him, but I don't think I can say it on national TV. But tell us how it was working with Paul Lynde.
Well, I didn't get to talk to him very much, but he's very, very, very professional. He had me in stitches. Because he'd always go off the script, and very funny man, very talented, and only good things can I say about him. I had a good time doing that show.
You know, I'm going to clean this story up. Peter Marshall said Paul Lynde was flying first class, and these two kids are running around him, and finally I'm going to use a different word than the F word. And he went over to Mother and said, "If you don't control these kids, I'm going to screw them right here in first class." But he was very funny. Peter Marshall said he was very funny.
Yeah. Well, another funny man I enjoyed working with, Jonathan Winters.
Oh, Jonathan.
Now, was he kind of, he always seemed to me to be a little out there somewhere.
Yeah, but he would catch you off guard, you know, because he'd go away from the script. And I'm like, where am I? So he just kind of went with the flow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of like us.
Yes, it is. Now listen, Inga, don't go anywhere. We're going to talk about your music, your album, and so much more. But first of all, we have another video foray into the world of our special guest today, good friend, singer, actress, recording artist, from Laughing to the movie Funny Girl and so much in between, the beautiful and talented Inga Neilsen, Roland Jim.
Glass of water or something.
Seems to be the trouble, young lady.
Oh, Captain, one of the stars of our show fainted in her dressing room.
Which one?
Autumn Levy.
But she's a star of the finale. We can't do it without her.
I know. What have we got? Oh, look.
You won't have to do it without her. Autumn Levy has not fallen.
Autumn, you're right. What happened?
Oh, don't worry, that adorable little brain of yours, Captain. I just had a little fainting spell, that's all.
But how do you feel now?
Terrific.
Oh, good.
Captain, she's done it again.
Here, let me take her.
Be careful.
Oh, I will.
Boy, she's really out. What'll we do now?
Somebody else will have to go on in her place.
I think I know most of the steps. I'm just kidding, Captain. Well, somebody will have to decide on something because it's time for the finale and I'm on. Ta-ta.
What do we do now?
I've got an idea.
What?
You and Autumn are about the same size.
Where?
From Television City in Hollywood, the George Burns Special. Starring George Burns. With his guest stars, Johnny Carson.
Now, over the years, I've had thousands of guests on The Tonight Show. And the one guest who received the most mail, the one that made the switchboard light up like a Christmas tree, one person who far outshone every other performer who ever made an appearance on The Tonight Show, is standing back there, ready to come out. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome the amazing Dr. Wanaska. George, Dr. Wanaska.
How do you do, Doctor? What does the doctor do?
She's a mind reader, George.
That too?
The greatest. George, the greatest mind reader in the world.
You mean she can actually read my mind?
George, the doctor can not only read it, she can control it. She can make you think exactly what she wants you to think.
Do you think the show is on late enough for that?
Prepare to operate, Doctor. May we have a little mind-reading music, please? You better try harder, honey. Look, if you want to get into show business, that is the man who can do it. Music, please.
Johnny, I don't think he's plugged in.
Look, kid, it's not easy to get into show business. Now, give it one more try. Music, please.
Johnny, this has never happened to me before.
I think his pilot light has gone out. Look, George, I'm awfully sorry that this didn't work out the way that I'd planned.
Look, I don't know why she had such a problem reading my mind. All I was thinking about was a bowl of hot barley soup.
Well, that's the problem. She never was any good at reading soups.
Tell me something, Johnny. Has she ever read your mind?
Are you kidding?
How many times?
How many times? 3 times.
3 times?
Yeah.
When was the first time?
First time was a weekend seminar in Acapulco. She read night and day.
Johnny, when you're leaving tonight, are you planning to have the doctor read your mind?
Twice. It's a great night for reading.
Carol'd like to join our group tonight. If that's okay.
I don't know. I think that's a fine idea.
Is it all right?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
How about you, Roger? Would you like to join us?
No, thanks. Those groups are for people with problems. We have a perfect marriage.
Oh, you don't have to participate. You can just sit in as an observer.
I said no thanks. Well, maybe as an observer, just for a little while. I mean, there's no harm in observing, is there?
Well, good then. Let's get started, huh?
Oh, okay.
Make yourself comfortable here.
I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. I'll just stand back here. That'll be fine.
Okay.
All right, now, for you new members, one purpose of these groups is to try and get in touch with our inner feelings. So let's see if we can get some initial vibrations from each other. If you would just turn to the person next to you and say hi.
Hi.
All right, now, let's try and relate through touch. Let's try and relate through touch. Now, if you would just simply reach out and hold hands with the person on either side of you. Roger, what I meant was hold hands with the person on both sides, if you don't mind.
Oh, Carol, I'm sorry.
Really? Roger, how about you? Are you in touch with your feelings?
Oh, yeah. It's kind of hard to describe what I'm feeling right now.
Well, go ahead, try.
Well, I'm feeling great pleasure and great pain. Pain because my wife is stabbing me with her fingernail. Why did you do that?
Well, obviously, she feels threatened by Inga.
Oh, go on, Mrs. Bradford. Don't be embarrassed.
Well, it's just that I don't like him looking at her like that, that's all.
This always happens to me.
Ah.
People always end up arguing about my body.
Mine, too.
People with bodies also have problems. Do you know why my husband isn't here?
You're married?
If you can call it that. My husband's idea of marriage is playing 36 holes of golf every weekend. All the football he can watch on TV. Then he tries to make up by taking me to a movie every other Wednesday. He never communicates with me.
That's incredible. I can't understand how a man that's married to someone who looks like you could behave that way.
Segment of our special guest today, good friend, singer, actress, recording artist from Laughing, the movie Funny Girl, and so much in between, beautiful and talented Inga Neilsen. Okay, Inga, we know you appeared in many, many films, but tell us about the movie Funny Girl. You were not only in that big bride number, but you were in several scenes with Babs, I like to call her, Barbra Streisand. So, okay, now I know she's still alive and you're alive and you don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but give us the big dirt. Go ahead.
Well, first of all, I enjoyed very much working on Funny Girl. It was quite an honor because I had just come back from Spain. I had done a funny thing happened on the way to the Forum. And I have to tell you this. My agent said, you're going on a cattle call. I said, I don't want to go on a cattle call. I just came back doing a co-starring role. So he talked me into going. And I auditioned with many, many women. That must have been 300 women. They broke it down to, 100, then down to 10. And I kind of think Herb Ross picked me because of my legs. Herb Ross was the director and his wife was choreographer. And I enjoyed it. Of course, I'm the biggest fan of Barbra Streisand. And to me, she's the ultimate. And we became, I wouldn't say friends, but we were on a good, even keel. And I love working that film. I really did. Went to New York on that for the train station. And I was on the record that they made for part of the bed scene and singing. So I only have good things to say about the film. And they run it all the time.
Yeah.
On probably Turner Classic Movies.
Yeah.
But what I love about Barbra Streisand is my son was little at that time, and one day I brought him to the set, and she was very down to earth, very professional, really to a T, working her craft. Anyway, she came and sat down next to my son and kind of played with him for a few moments. I remember those things, and I remember she also recommended me because I went from that film, Funny Girl, which was produced by Ray Stark, to Funny Lady.
Oh, yeah.
And she recommended me for Hello, Dolly. So I came in, auditioned for Gene Kelly, and I did that as well. So it's nice. It's nice. I'm not one to run after someone. I come in, I do my job. I'm nice. And good morning, hello, goodbye. That's about it. So,
that's actually Dorothy and I are like that too. We're very, we come in, we're professional, but we don't suck up and run around.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's always nice to have someone in your pocket.
Yes.
That's an old saying.
Someone in your pocket.
Someone in your pocket.
Well, I kind of remember something when I was working on Funny Lady. They had me in a platinum wig, short wig, and dark red lipstick, and she was in her trailer. And I was kind of getting ready to do my scene, and she opened her door, and she yelled at me, "Inga, is that you?" So she didn't recognize me. So for her to remember my name is a big thing,
Oh, that's
okay.
great. Yeah.
All right, now let's get right to this, Inga.
Okay.
A funny thing happened on the way to the Forum with Zero Must Tell. Funny. Whoa, and boy, you were pretty great in that. We see it ever so often.
Oh, it's great. It's
funny. So tell us about that, and was it fun working with Zero?
Oh, I keep saying I had a great time. That's my life is filled with great times because I love what I do. And Zero, another amazing man, may he rest in peace, because everybody that I work with on that film is gone. I'm still here, but but Zero, you never knew what I was going to do next, and fantastic. He was just something else. I don't know how to describe him. He was unique. Yeah. And Jack Gilford and Phil Silvers.
Whoa.
It was an honor that I was chosen for this part. And I was chosen by Richard Lester, the director. Yeah. He wanted a tall woman who could move, who had dance ability. So I didn't get a script because I had no dialogue. So when I got to Madrid, during rehearsals, I rehearsed how to move and dance. And then Richard Lester said to me, "You're a mute, so you have to make up your own sign language." That's exactly what I did. I made up my own sign language, and I had to remember what I did.
Right.
I either did it with my hands or my body. And that's what made it funny, I thought.
Oh, now I want to see the sign language with your body. I'm telling you right now.
You don't want to see it now.
Now listen, you're gonna ask this next question because we already talked about the Follies, but I want you to talk about her music and her album.
Oh my gosh. I think this is outstanding.
It's great.
I understand you have a new album coming out, so give us all the information. How did that come about? And how can we get a copy, or our audience get a copy?
Okay, the name of the album is Love Me With All Your Heart. And my name is spelled kind of unusual. Inga, I-N-G-A, the first name. Neilsen is spelled incorrectly, N-E-I-L-S-E-N.
Right.
And it's with the Lee Lovett Quintet. And it's, I've been wanting to get this out there, and a good friend of mine, Peter, pushed me to do this. Your music has to be heard. And I'm happy because I have wonderful, wonderful musicians. And this album has come out October 6th. And it first hit on iTunes, and it's on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, and all streaming platforms. And I understand streaming platforms are all considered music stores. So it's on the internet, and I'm all over the place. So if you're good on the internet, you'll know how to get on these different platforms. So
Well,
I'm excited, and we've cut the album kind of in half to see how this goes, because these are not songs that the young people really would appreciate it. I think these are standards, and people of our age or younger would like. Love Me With All Your Heart, Here's to Life,
oh yeah.
Smile, When Your Lover Is Gone, Sending the Clowns, Lover Man, Summertime. So
wow.
I kind of picked those, and I should have put You Make Me Feel So Young. That's on the second album. So I'm excited because I thought, why not? You know, during these times, which are tough times for everybody, and I'm home a lot. I study. I go on Zoom for music classes, and my music's out there. And Lee Lovett, who's gone, I think he deserves to be heard on piano. So, and I have wonderful, wonderful musicians from Stan Kenton and Benny Goodman time, and like Larry Doherty and Jim Bates, Adam Wells, and Jerry Case on guitar. But I sing pretty passionately, but you can understand my lyrics when I sing.
Yeah.
So,
Well, yes, because you're from the school of real entertainers. You know, as I'm looking at her, you know, she said, and I love having. It's so great because of late we've had our guests on the screen, and it's almost like being in the studio. But what's great about you, Inga, is that you love what you're doing rather than your self-grandizement in the business. And Dorothy and I love what we do. I mean, it's nice to be recognized, but it's more important to the doing of the craft.
But I love what you said, because when we got a call from a gentleman and he said, you know, he heard us on another show talking. We're always talking.
We're talking all the time.
And he said, you guys should do a talk show. And we looked at each other and said, why not? Go for it. Woo.
We had small beginnings, but then we found our producer who's there in the studio, and we got the videos on. But you know, I love your passion about your music. And listen, I'm sure a lot of people are going to love these standards because they're really great songs.
thank you.
You know, I mean, okay. Now listen,
I want to tell you one more thing.
Oh, sure, but go ahead.
Since this is happening, all of a sudden, I didn't go to them. A column in the Santa Monica Daily Press on me, another column in the Santa Monica Star, and now the Palisadian Post. You know, it's a local paper near where I live.
Whoa.
So I didn't go there. Somehow they know me.
Well, so isn't that great? Well, it's because of your sign language.
There you go.
All right, now I want to ask you about, because it was the funniest damn thing, working with George Burns, Johnny Carson, and your role as a doctor. Well, sort of. What a great segment. So, was that written like that, or did it kind of evolve?
I didn't want to go on that interview for that job. So, I thought, oh, well, I'll just go. No, but I read for the writers, and I didn't read for George Burns yet. All the writers were there. And then they called me in the next day, and I read for George, and he was very complimentary. And it just happened. They were so great. I enjoyed watching them. So it was a good time. And, I had done the Carson show before, too. So he wanted me to, after that show, he wanted me to come back on his show. So it's exciting. I mean, each show brought something new into my life.
Well, you're exciting. Just the way you speak.
Yeah, and
you have such love for what you do. And that's what it's all about. Even with everything that's going on right now, we have something going here, being able to speak to you people out there, you performers that are so great.
Some people sit on their butts. But Inga's not sitting on her butt. It's just so great to have you on, Inga. And I do remember those days when you were in the Palm Springs Follies, and it was now tell us again, before we go, tell us the name of your album and how people can listen to it once again.
Well, I'm going to hold it up in front of my face.
Okay, go ahead, baby. Go ahead.
I don't know if you can see it.
Oh, yeah. There. Perfect.
Okay.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Okay.
Oh, that's great.
But when you see it on streaming services, you don't see the whole thing. You just see my face. My face has been blown up big. And the name of the album, Love Me With All Your Heart.
Right.
And with me, Inga Nielsen. So remember to spell it Neilsen. Because if you spell it the other way.
Yeah, because if you put Inga Nielsen, Nielsen on the internet, you get some soprano from the net or something.
No. If you spell it Nielsen,
yes,
you get the soprano Inga Nielsen, who's now gone to heaven.
Not only that, I'm looking on YouTube and I'm going, well, I didn't know Inga was at the Met. Wait a minute. Oh,
no. Thank you. God bless you.
Listen, Inga, it's so great to have talked to you today. We just love seeing you. You look wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And so happy for what your album. And
thank you for inviting me.
You just keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
Because it shows on your face. That smile is just electric. I'll tell you.
We love you, Inga.
I love you too. Back.
Thanks, baby.
Bye, hon.
Bye.